Hello and welcome, folks. Before we lose the light, wanted to get this one done. Beautiful, beautiful car here. This is a 2023 Audi RS Q8. Super handsome example. Originally a gray car, and it still is a gray car, but it's got this stunning deep blue wrap with the Vossen 23-inch wheels, relatively low mileage, and it comes from an owner who we've sold multiple vehicles to and for, and he is a wonderful caretaker of every vehicle he comes into contact with. So an honor to be presenting this on his behalf, his 2023 RS Q8. Not a whole lot to say. Obviously, we do these videos for you guys because after 260 auctions at the time of filming, we're well aware of the fact that many of you, sometimes all of you, may not be able to get here to see this car in person. So we essentially just conduct a visual inspection and obviously a pretty long test drive on your behalf. So this example has the carbon package, as you can see. Tons of carbon fiber on this car, the honeycomb stitching, black leather interior with aluminum trim, and it is a very, very, very handsomely spec'd example. Should you choose to leave the wrap on or remove it, either way, the color combination, either as is or the gray underneath, is a great way to go. And you have the choice of both. The wrap was done by Legends Auto Boutique in Connecticut. They are pretty famous on Instagram. They did a pretty sweet job on this wrap. It is also PPF'd, so not only do you have the wrap protecting your paint, you also have PPF on top of the wrap, at least in the front, as far as I am aware. So we'll get right into the cosmetic overview before we take this 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 beast out on the road. Up front, not really any flaws. It's a very new car. No cracks or splits or dings in the carbon. The front grille, tons of sensors and cameras here, is in really nice shape. We did just shoot part of the driving video, so there's a little bug splatter there. Grille looks fantastic. Little bit of a rock chip in the PPF, actually, visible there, so you can actually see some of that gray paint peeking through. Otherwise, really clean, other than one more small little nick in the wrap there. We'll go counterclockwise around the car. Very intricate headlights. Your lenses are crystal clear, and your LED lighting system looks immaculate. Front corner of the bumper on the passenger side, everything looks fantastic. The wrap even continues all the way down here. Very nicely done. There's a couple areas where you can see some creases, but otherwise very clean. Another small nick in the wrap visible there. And as I mentioned, a little bit of delamination on the wrap visible there, but you can also see the ridge of the PPF as well. So it is very well protected. Flared fender trim, which looks fantastic, and then the driver's side of the hood is just in immaculate shape. Quarter panel is stunning. Wheel well trim looks very good. Again, all the details of the wrap, save for just a couple tiny little spots, are just perfect. It almost looks like factory paint, actually. Your Vossens are in wonderful shape, 23 inches, and look at the size of those rotors and calipers. I mean, massive. There's no curbing visible on the Vossens. They are finished really nicely, and we have 1623 tire date codes. So the tires are on right around 3 years old at this point. Rear of the front driver quarters in really nice shape. Your A-pillar is stunning. Not a single chip or nick in the glass other than a little bit of dribble from me there. Very clean. Carbon mirror caps, which also have PPF on them, nice and protected. Door panel gaps, super uniform. Doors themselves, no nicks, dings, dents, or scratches that I can see whatsoever. Even down below, the rockers are just in perfect shape. Your glass is crystal clear, and the roof is actually a black PPF/wrap, which I think is a nice detail, and you have this dual row sunroof along with roof rack rails as well. You can see a little bit of creasing in the wrap just along the window here, but otherwise really clean, and then you do have window tint as well. B-pillar looks fantastic. Door panel gaps also just stunning and flawless. Rear window on the driver's side, again, they're all tinted between your quarter and your rear window. Everything looks fantastic. No flaws on the rear driver's side door, and your lower rockers are in wonderful shape as well. The rear of the roof and the rails are in perfect shape. Same with your C-pillar and the rear driver quarter as well. You can see a little bit more of the crease in the wrap there. Then down below, again, the Vossens, a tiny, tiny bit of curbing, ever so slight on the outer lip, running from about here to here, but it is very minor. The spokes look fantastic. Rotors look really good. Decent amount of pad life left as well, and obviously slightly smaller calipers in the rear, but everything looks fantastic. Your wheel well trim is also in really nice shape. It's a little bit of separation here, as you can see, but otherwise very clean. Creases look good. Tail lights are in wonderful shape. The driver's side of the rear bumper looks very good. We have a tiny, tiny little abrasion there, again, in the wrap. And then your carbon trim that surrounds your exhaust outlet. Really, really nice. Rear glass, rear wing, tailgate, and your centerpiece, again, more carbon with the PPF over it. Really, really nice. No dings, dents, or scratches on the driver's side rear of the car. Very, very good stuff. Obviously, your proper RS Q8 badging in the center. Everything looks wonderful. You even have this little diffuser detail down below. Passenger side of the rear glass looks very good. Same with the wing and the tailgate itself. Everything looks fantastic. Tail lights are crystal clear, and the lower end of the bumper is also just in wonderful shape. Love the oval-shaped exhausts on the RS models that Audi offers, and again, your carbon trim details. So now for the C-pillar, we do have a little bit of lifting in the wrap that's visible right there, but very, very mild. The roof looks fantastic. The rails look very good. The lower end of the C-pillar's in wonderful shape. This is an area where most wrap shops will do kind of a rushed job, but the fuel door, perfectly done. Really, really nice. Very good. Down below, again, not that same separation that you see on the driver's side. The rear quarter on the passenger side of the car looks flawless. And then 0923 tires, so around 3 years old. Vossen forged wheels look amazing, other than one small little abrasion there. Your rotors look very good. Your pads have a decent amount of life left on them. Very, very nice. Absolutely stunning. Rear passenger door, window, and section of the roof looks very good. Again, you can see ever so slight creasing along the door line here, but the glass is great. No bubbles in the tints. The door itself doesn't have any dings, dents, or scratches whatsoever. It's in wonderful shape all the way down to the rockers. Really, really, really clean. B-pillar, same story. Front of the roof on the passenger side, also very, very good. Little bit of what looks like a little bit of etching from tree sap, potentially just right there. But again, that is in the wrap, not the actual paint. The glass looks fantastic. The door, the passenger front door, again, not a single ding, dent, or scratch, just a perfect deep blue mirror finish. Rockers are in fantastic shape. And then, of course, more PPF on your carbon mirrors. A-pillar looks fantastic. Same with the passenger side of the glass. I do only see one very small rock chip right there. It is minuscule. If that even comes through on camera, it's very small. Front passenger quarter panel looks really, really good. Bottom to top, door panel gaps, nice and flush. There is just one little nick in the PPF visible there, and a small scratch in the PPF visible there. Tiny little one there, but otherwise really, really clean. Final set of wheel and tire would be the front passenger 1723. The wheels themselves don't have any curbing on them. Very, very nice, just missing a valve stem cap. And these massive rotors look wonderful. No lip on them. You've got at least 1/3 of an inch of pad left as well. So decent amount of pad life. No complaints there. Passenger side of the hood, zero flaws. Looks wonderful. Front of the passenger front quarter is also in great shape. Just a little bit of poor seam sealing on the wrap right here, which is visible. This is probably the area where it's most visible, but again, very minor. And then the passenger front of the nose of the car, headlights are crystal clear. It's a little bit, tiny little abrasion right here on this corner, very minuscule. Parking sensors are all intact. Your grills, your carbon trim, everything looks so good. And the wrap up at the nose is just beautifully done, and all of your carbon is protected by that paint protection film. Passenger side of the grille, also just in wonderful shape, and same with the lower lip of the car. So now we'll get around to the interior, the trunk, and the engine bay before we hit the road and go for a drive. Alrighty, now for the interior. By the way, 2 keys with your Audi Fairfield keychains, as well as your Audi Connect activation card. Starting with the doors. And look, by the way, again, the wrap was just done so well, because it does, like, if you didn't know, you'd assume this was just the factory paint, because they did all of the insides of the doors, the door jambs, like really everything. They even threw the stickers on top of the wrap. So really, really well done. Door cards show literally no wear. I love the mixture of materials here between suede, carbon, leather, and aluminum trim. Really, really nice. No flaws there. Door jambs and kick plates. Of course, your RS Q8 kick plates. Nice touch. Little bit of separation on this panel here, as you can see. That would be really one of the only interior flaws, and something that just comes along with wraps, but as you can see, just a quick tuck, something to keep an eye on. Other than that, steering wheel has literally no wear. Lots of gorgeous piano black trim mixed with carbon and premium materials. You also have your RS Q8 branded rubber floor mats. And then look at this driver's seat. This is a 30,000 mile car, so it's not unused. The only flaw I see in the seat that shows any sign of wear is just a very small crease in the bolster there. Otherwise, just stunning. No wear on the armrest. Again, the steering wheel has no wear whatsoever. Even the gear selector is just stunning. The headliner also, with that deployable sunshade, just looks fantastic. Again, the car is tinted, so it's pretty dark in there. I noticed one of you mentioned that the photos of the interior look purple. That is most likely why. But again, look at the details on the wrap. You can see a little bit of sort of separating, but it's so nicely done. I mean, you never see a wrap that is done with this level of detail. You can see a little bit more separation just in that jam there. But otherwise, door card is in wonderful shape. We just lost a piece of leather. You also have the deployable rear shades as well. Suede, leather, carbon, everything looks wonderful. If you told me this was a 5,000 mile car, I would easily believe it. The rear bench has zero signs of wear. The seat backs are in marvelous shape. The rubber mats, the carpet on the center, and of course your headliner just looks stunning. Absolutely perfect. Doesn't look like anyone's really even been in the rear seat. Automatic power-operated tailgate, of course, with more rubberized Q8 branded floor mats. A little bit of abrasion on this metal tailgate slider there. And then, of course, you have your deployable cargo cover as well, which goes like that. And then I believe, I'm actually not sure how to release it, just like that. There you go. And then underneath, just so you guys can look at the carpeting, very, very clean. And we'll take a look in the rear. Very nice. Air compressor, various tools, all the stuff you want to see. Very nice. Very, very nice. And you can fold down the rear seats to create more cargo room. And this, I think, lifts the car. Ah, so we're lowering. Look at that. Damn, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so here's an area where you can see the original color of the car. That gorgeous gray, which is a pretty iconic Audi color. So should you choose to remove the wrap, you have a really, really, really handsome color underneath. Passenger side now, same thing. Door cards literally completely unworn, just stunning. Seat backs are perfect. Floor mats, the seat, the rear bench is just stunning, other than just a little speck there that the vacuum must have missed. Headliner is in wonderful shape. Rear console with climate controls, also just fantastic. Really looks like the rear bench has just never been used. Your door jambs look wonderful as well. Really, really nice stuff. So now, last but not least, for the interior, the passenger front door card, again, just stunning. I really love the design of these door cards. It's very sleek, but it's hard to sort of give such a streamlined design with this many materials mixed in, but they did a wonderful job at Audi designing the interior of the car. You also have Bang & Olufsen speakers. The dash is in wonderful shape, both up top and on the area that faces the passenger. More mixed materials between the piano black, the leather, and the carbon trim. Your door jambs and kick plates are immaculate. The passenger seat literally does not have any creasing in it. I mean, there's barely just the tiniest bit starting to form there, but otherwise it's really just brand new looking. You have tons of screens, modern infotainment, more carbon on the center console, and that extendable armrest with cargo storage beneath. I also love the frameless rear mirror. That is a super cool detail. And then, of course, the headliner is just in immaculate shape. So now, last but not least, let's check out the heart of this beast, which is the 4-liter twin-turbo V8. And as many of you know, this platform shares, I believe, a power plant, not only a chassis, but a power plant with the V8 Bentley Bentayga, Lamborghini Urus, and Porsche Cayenne, if I am not mistaken. The Volkswagen Audi Group family, of course. You do have this gorgeously designed engine cover. This is a hot V configuration. You can see various engine components like plugs from either side. Everything is nice and clean though. Very, very clear. Your intake ducting, your turbo manifolds, coolant reservoir, and of course battery connections and whatnot. Everything looks very good. Some heat shielding that's visible in the rear. And then again, you can see the color here on the frame, that deep sort of steel gray almost. The hood is in wonderful shape as well. You can also see the color there because the wrap, if I'm not mistaken, stops on the edges. And there is just a little bit of separation on this rain rail visible. It's just a little bit loose, but barely an issue, of course. As you can see, just keep an eye on it. Typical Audi/German V8 issue. It does get hot in the engine bay and materials tend to stretch. But otherwise, really, really clean. Again, all the panels look wonderful. And personally, I am a huge fan of the wrap. I think it looks marvelous. Anyways, now we'll get around to a cold start and hit the road, show you guys what this thing is like to drive. Alrighty, so we've got one microphone on the rear here, and the plate is a little bit loose just because of the fastener. So if you hear a little bit of rattling, please just forgive us. And I've got another microphone in my pocket here, so you'll get the dual audio as we drive. But I will put my hand all the way into the exhaust, onto the actual pipe, not just the shroud. For the cold start, we hop in. The car greets us with the Audi Sport dash and fires right up. So we're a little low on fuel. We will go straight to the gas station for the drive. And yeah, excited to show you guys what this thing can do. Alrighty, so here we are in the Audi RS Q8. It's interesting because these are all touchscreen features, but it actually clicks, which is very interesting. Obviously, Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff. Drive select, we can raise the car. And as you'll see, we are coming up with the indicator there. Very, very cool system. So much features and so many features and lots of functionality in this car, but we'll just go through the basics. Windows, down and up, those are the fronts. Here are the rears, down and up. We also have auto beams, automatic lights on, low beams, side marker lights, lights off. Automatic lights is what we'll do. We also have all-weather fog lights, power locks as well. Great power steering. Of course, this is a modern car. We're used to cars that are a little older. Turn signals work. I will release the parking brake, which you can see there. It illuminates when on. We've also got functionality with the scroll wheel here, G-meter, tire pressure, engine data. That's the bottom, so we'll go back to engine data. I quite like that one. High beams, as you can see, indicating on the tree, work well. Wipers with spray. And again, brand new car, basically. And you can see, actually, that the headlight washers work as well, too. Audi RS mode, which completely changes your configuration. We're going to go with dynamic mode, so the car will lower now. It'll lower itself. I usually like to be off the brake for that. We have our cooled seats on because it's very hot today. So the seat cooling is working very well. I will turn mine off and turn on the seat heater as well as the passenger. I'll also confirm that AC works perfectly. And we've got tons of different modes. Hill descent, lane keep assist, so many different features and functions. It would literally take me hours to get through them all. We'll go home here. What else do we have? Nav, users, legal notes, weather. Basically the same functionality as an iPhone. You also have drive select. So we are in dynamic, of course. My seat is very warm already. Passenger seat is also very warm. Confirming with the cameraman, we'll go back to cooling. I'm actually going to turn the AC fan speed down. It is so strong. Parking surround view controls. Not sure what that does. We get a 3D mode. Wow, super cool. And then, of course, the top-down view. And I'm operating this like a grandpa. I'm sure many of you will be laughing at me. And that's pretty much it. This, I believe, is the same thing with the parking sensors. Here's the sunroof. The shade, I should say. Very good. Panoramic roof, essentially. And then, of course, we can open the sunroof itself as well. We'll let that down just to let some light in. But yeah, really, despite all of the features and functions, also illuminated center console, dash, door cards, really, really cool. Very, very cool stuff. So now we'll head straight to the gas station, fill her up, That's about 4 miles away, and then we will do the continued driving video on our way back. Incredibly fast car though. Of course, all the gauges work as they should. Sounds fantastic. And man, do those turbos create a wonderful symphony of engineering. Really, really nice. I'm sure you guys noticed from the dynamic rolling shots earlier, really at the beginning of the video, just how great this car sounds. Really, really impressive stuff. Fortunately, we're stuck behind 2 slowpokes here. But also, as you may have noticed, no warning lights, of course, no codes, just a low fuel indicator. Just a great car. Really, really just a wonderful car. And I think out of the quadruplet that you can choose from on this platform, the RS Q8 is A, the best value for money in my opinion, and B, the least ostentatious and braggadocious, maybe other than the Porsche, because of course the Lamborghini Urus is pretty, for lack of a better term, nouveau riche. You typically see guys that are in the crypto business and people under 40 or maybe under 50 purchasing those. It's sort of the iconic Miami flashy money car. Then of course you get into the Bentley Bentayga, which is a wonderful choice. Those can be very classy cars, but oftentimes they're purchased by a very similar crowd as the Lamborghini Urus. And then for the refined individuals with a little more taste and a little more of a hankering. Wow, look at the bear, big bear on that path down there. Should we just go investigate the bear? And then, all right, we can do some off-roading. Why not? Let's go look at that bear. Look at that bear, man. Sorry for the detour, folks. I figured this could potentially be entertaining. Well, we gotta sneak up on him. Actually, he's looking straight at us. Let's see how close we can get, and then we can test the backup camera. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Let's see if we can get a good look at him. Wow, these cornrows are dense. So that was cool. Little northwest corner of Connecticut bear sighting for you all. Not sure where you folks are watching from, but if you haven't seen a Connecticut bear, there you go. Honestly, that guy was on the smaller side. He was probably a 350 pounder-ish, but we get him as big as 600 pounds. I still have not checked either of my mirrors because this rear view camera system is so good. So now I'm gonna look so we don't get T-boned, and we're good to go. And then we'll also, as we drive, go back into dynamic. All your settings change. The car will actually lower itself as you drive. I'll put it in RS mode and your gauges instantly change. You have all your horsepower and torque figures, and away we go. Paddle shifters work wonderfully as well. I am also just going to close the sunroof. And I'm actually glad. Usually we film these videos. This is around when we film them. Oh, look, another bear! Another bear! A cub! A cub! Wow. This is crazy. Lots of bears today. Let's not hit one. That would probably do a number on us. But yeah, and then as I mentioned, it does have lane keep assist, so it'll sort of push me back when I go over the line, which is a wonderful feature, and it has a green indicator for when lane keep assist has both lanes oriented. So sometimes you'll only get left side orientation or right side orientation, so I'll try to cross it again, just really lightly. And look, it pushes me back very gradually, but it's nice. And then we'll go over to the right. There you go. Corrected me again. Very cool. So it's almost, it's not self-driving, but it's got some level of self-drive feel. So I'll go over the line again, taking my hand off the wheel, sort of ride the yellow there. I'll correct it. So as you can see, that it went red there. So I'll cross it again. Very good. And it went red. Now back to green. Let's see if it catches us on this side. Nope. So it's got its quirks, that system. You do have to still be vigilant. But it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely cool. It can be annoying sometimes, and of course you can turn it off as well. No problem there. But yeah, really just so much tech in this car. But I am, you know, the newest car I've ever owned is a 2009. So this is all relatively novel to me. I'm sure that many of you guys with new vehicles are very used to it, don't find it impressive. But for someone like me who mainly deals in classics and modern classics, this is quite entertaining. Quite entertaining. And we'll gas it up. We'll throw some fuel in, and we'll get on the power on the way back. And of course, you guys do have the pretty lengthy rolling shot section of the video. That's the first 2 or so minutes to get an idea of what the motor sounds like, what this car looks like when it's spooling up and drawing on all that power. And again, 8-speed automatic transmission, which is wonderful. So the fuel economy, despite being a very heavy V8, is quite good. Very good. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I think it's probably something like 20 miles to the gallon if you're not, you know, on it at all times. But we'll just gas up quickly here and then show you guys a hot start as well. Goodbye with interior monitoring as well. I love a greeting. Alrighty, so here we are. Just put about 5 gallons in, 10 gallons. Firing it up. Fueling detected. Reset mileage now. Why not? So, now that we've got some gas in the tank, we'll be a little more aggressive with the throttle pedal. Show you guys just how fast this car is, because obviously this is a super SUV in every sense of the word. Quickly gets you into speeds that would get you in some trouble. And the shifts are also just lightning fast. Super fast. Really impressive cornering grip as well. Thing is sticky. Super sticky. It's really actually like sports car level performance. We've also got some Daft Punk that will play here. Let's see. CarPlay. There we go. Next song. Nice. And you can go pretty loud. Yeah, that Bang Olufsen sound system is just fantastic. And it likes to hang out in 8th gear. Again, mainly I'm sure for fuel economy, but drop it 7, 6, 5, 4. Look how quickly it goes through the gears. Wow. I'll do that again just to show you guys. I'm going to go to 8, show you guys how quickly this thing shifts. Ready? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Wow. Very nice. And I wasn't on the throttle there, interestingly enough, so it sort of kept it almost like in neutral. So here is that same thing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Very healthy shifts, and this is where we just saw the bear, so we're going to be careful. Really, really healthy feeling car, and it's been exclusively serviced by the Audi dealership. I believe Audi of Fairfield, where the current owner purchased the car. I believe at an MSRP of either 130 something or 150 something. I believe the former something like 130,000 for this car, brand new, and just fantastic. Let's see if we see the bear on our way back. He was right down there. Don't see him. Wow. And even on a bumpier section of road at speed, it's very, very manageable. It's very well balanced. The grip levels are wonderful. Wow, it's such a rocket ship of an SUV. Wonderful. And honestly, it's a tough choice between this and the Cayenne Turbo, but I am choosing this over the Bentley, over the Urus, and probably over the Cayenne any day of the week. This is by far the classiest, best bang for buck, most reserved yet extremely powerful and capable choice out of the options on this platform between the cars that I mentioned before. Definitely an obvious choice for me, no doubt about it. So we've just gotten back to the shop here, solid 10 or so mile test drive, lots of fun. Love this car, love the owner. He is a wonderful guy, and especially the kind of dude you want to purchase a car from. He's been a wonderful custodian of this car, and that shows. So that should cover everything, but if we did happen to miss anything, please just let me know, and we'll be happy to post any additional follow-up content, whether it's a video, a photo, or simply just a comment. We're here to be a resource for you all and make sure this auction is as smooth and transparent as we possibly can be. That's what we're here for. It's what we've learned to do over the past 260 auctions, and I thank you all so much for watching this video. If you've made it this far, cheers and have a wonderful day or night.